Welcome to Channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Now in this video I would like to discuss an updated news which was announced last Friday on the 19th of September 2020 by the Minister of Immigration, whereby announcing of the pandemic relief period, whereby they could actually allow some relief of some subclass visa holders in order to actually meet the requirement of pathway to permanent residency. Now the reason why is this because obviously a lot of people know that there has been a lot of restrictions, international travel restrictions going on globally, and that had caused a lot of problem and of course a lot of these visa holders would not be able to apply visa or actually meet the actual requirement that they intended to meet. So the condition is actually beyond control, so that the Australian government was really I think it's very good at for this to actually provide the pathway to be a justified and fair procedures for these subclasses. Anyway, let's jump into and have a look what is look like. So as you can see, this came out on 17th of September and was announced, let me see the date, on 18th of September. So they actually implemented on the 17th of September, and I received this information on 19th September, but anyhow it's all on now, so let's get this all updated. So basically the law is of the name Migration Amendment COVID-19 Concession Regulation 2020. So they're giving out concessions to numbers of subclasses. So as you can see in the schedule here, part 2, 3, 4, 5 is subclass 887, subclass 888, subclass 790, and subclass 485. Especially in subclass 485, it actually gives a lot of incentive to all these international student graduates, when they actually graduated within this year 2020, and they've been provided a way to actually apply this graduate work visa. Otherwise they will be stranded and lose out the opportunity. Obviously they have actually met the requirement, but due to the travel restrictions, so they cannot apply, because traditionally they can only apply onshore. So if they have travel back home, they will lose this opportunity. But provided with this amended law, it will allow you to do it. If we look through the whole regulations, it will be really boring and make no sense for a lot of people, so I've choose to go through it by using the Migration Alliance's and news updates, because it's more clear and it's plain English, everybody will understand it. Okay, so let me just read through them and go through one by one with you guys. So the Migration Amendment COVID-19 Concession Regulation 2020, what they call COVID-19 Concession Regulations, amended Migration Regulation 1994 to assist certain temporary and provisional visa holder, including individual who are on the pathway to permanent residence, who have been disadvantaged by the consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic, such as border closure, restriction imposed by business and general economic downturn. So that basically says it all. So Schedule 1, it defines what the concession regulations, and the actual Part 1 gives out the definition of the concession period. So it starts from the 1st of February 2020 and continue until the date determined by the minister. So what does that mean? That means there's no end date at the moment, because currently the pandemic is still on and still continuing. We do not know when it will actually return back to normal, where we had back in late 2019. That means all the travel restrictions are lifted. So we wait until the Minister of Immigration to announce the actual end date. So at this point in time, everything in this parts from 2 to 5 will actually apply. So part 2 says if you are if you were holder of subclass 489, I believe, and you're looking to actually transfer yourself into permanent residency under subclass 887, here we go. They give you the concession period because it had cost a lot of 489 visa holders, whereby they could not complete the 2 years of work or 2 years of stay due to border closures. Then the concession and relief will actually apply to the subclass 887. So the subclass 887 visa holder is for permanent resident visa, amended assist holders, qualifying provisional visa, related bridging visa who are on a pathway to permanent visa. So that basically gives out that advantage for the disadvantaged visa holders at the moment. Okay, so part 3. This is more about the business innovation and business investment visa, whereby they have already held a subclass 188 visa and looking to transfer into a 888 permanent residency. So instead of going into the detail of the law here, where it make really well, it makes sense for me, but might make no sense for a lot of people. I have summarized. Let me read this out and I'll summarize for you. So subclass 888 visa amends visa criteria provide concession applicant who are on the pathway to from subclass 188 to subclass 888. So that means you're looking into transferring to a permanent residency. The amendment provide concession in relation to application requirement in relation to visa criteria, specific period of residence, and the level of business investment in activity. The amendment will permit subclass 188 visa holder to obtain another subclass visa if they need more time to establish their qualifying business. So that basically give out. So if you're a holder of 188A visa, where it's a business innovation visa, and your business has been suffered, for example, you establish a hospitality dining restaurant in Cairns, for example, and due to the COVID-19 pandemic, you're restricted to open and operate your business during the time, then you could actually apply for extension for no problem. And the other 188C significant investment visa holders, you might be affected by the residence requirement or the investment requirement, because some of the investment has been paused during this time, so you will not receive any interest or earnings during this time, will not make the compliance investment requirement. Then you'll be able to be extended for further visa as well. Now for 188B visa, which is investor visa, generally you put money for government bond, state government bond. They are required. The concession is only for people who had applied on and before 1st of July 2015. That means that you are about time in 2020, about time to actually lodge for your permanent visa, but you were somehow overseas, or your designated investment visa had been put on pause because, again, due to pandemic period, that the bond had not been receiving earning and distributing your interest. And then there will be a concession given to these people. So the detail is about that. But anyway, if you confused, you're more than welcome to leave a comment right down below. Now, subclass 790 is the same as the 887. Problem is that you cannot continue on studying, you can't continue being employed, and due to border closure, you cannot return back to where you're supposed to be doing for 42 month requirement. Then that concession will be given. So it's really similar to what's been given for 887. Now, final one is the subclass 485, basically giving out all the international student graduates where you can actually lodge your 485 offshore and be granted offshore. So that's great. So you don't have to be returning back in as be previously required to actually lodge onshore. And another advantage is that once it's been granted, because the border is still closed, your timing of your 485 visa will only be counted upon your next arrival into Australia. So if you've been granted for 18 months and you arrive on the 2021 January the 1st. So starting from January 1st, 18 months counting onwards. Okay, so that is great. I think that will actually giving out a lot of international graduates a better advantage while they have completed their study in Australia and had that opportunity to apply for 485 visa. Anyhow, should you have more questions or query, more than welcome to discuss at the discussion forum right down below. And should you consider to subscribe to my channel, so once we have more updated visa insights, you'll be the first one of getting it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.